all know, today technology is growing more and more each day, and the use of cell phones is everywhere. About 82% of Americans own cell phones, and nowadays you don't need your computer to send an email or to use your computer to search the web. You can use your phone. However, since the use of cell phones is so convenient, many people feel that they can multitask while they are driving. Like that. Some people can eat, some people want to talk on their phone, put on their makeup, pluck their eyebrows. They think that they can do all this because everyone's always in a hurry. In 2011, at least 23% of auto collisions involve cell phones, which is approximately 1.3 million crashes. Along with the use of talking on a cell phone, texting and driving is increasing and is one of the most dangerous causes of accidents today. So many lives are lost because of this habit, and people need to know the real facts to have this prevented. So again, many people think that texting isn't a big deal and they can manage to drive at the same time while they send a quick response. But all it takes is those few seconds for your life to be gone. Texting while driving increases the risk of getting into an accident 23.2 times over unimpaired driving. Dialing is 2.8 times, talking and listening is 1.3 times, and reaching for a device makes it 1.4 times more likely to get into a crash. If you are texting and driving, statistics show that your eyes are off the road for 5 seconds. So if you're traveling at 55 miles per hour, it's basically you driving the length of a football field or running it without having your eyes open. With that in mind, accidents like these happen. In some of these pictures, some people were severely injured and some did lose their lives. As I was doing some research, there was a story about a 21-year-old boy named Chance Foth. On August 2nd, he was finally able to leave a hospital in Texas after being there for 6 months recovering from a horrible accident. Before he got into the accident, he had texted his friend, "This is dumb," and he also texted him, "If we keep doing this, I'm going to wreck my truck, going to get in a car crash." Sadly, moments after sending this message, his truck did just that. Everyone calls him Second Chance now, and he was sure lucky for having a second chance at his life. He is trying to get his message across to young teens and adults so that incidents like this do not happen. It was a miracle for him to be alive, and he for sure won't text and drive again. Another young man, John Green, was 23 years old and was a United States Marine. He was getting ready to be deployed off to Afghanistan and to help to fight for our country. And however, he did not lose his life to war, he lost it over a text message. He lost control of his car and was ejected from his vehicle, and he died from a massive skull fracture. John left behind his parents, a brother, and many friends, and the worst of it is that he had a 2-year-old daughter who now will grow up without her father. Now with these two stories, it has been where the driver was the one texting and that was the cause of the accident. The next story brought tears to my eyes because it was actually a person who was waiting at a light to turn left, and they had their 6-month-old baby in the car, and a driver was not paying attention and they ran right into the car and the baby was killed. I feel for these families, their pain and their loss, and for anyone who has lost a loved one in any accident involving a text or not. Statistics show that 77% of young adults are confident that they can safely text while driving, and 48% of kids ages 12 to 17 have been in a car with someone who was texting. Now, it's not just teenagers that are the ones texting and driving, adults do it too. 48% of young drivers have seen their parents talking, and 15% say parents have texted in the car. I personally have also seen police officers talking on their cell phone as they're driving by. So what can we do about this dangerous habit? Well, in New York State, you're not allowed to use a handheld mobile telephone while driving except to call 911 or if you have a severe emergency and need help. If you're caught doing this and it's not an emergency, you will get a traffic ticket with a maximum fine of up to $100 and mandatory surcharges up to $85. Also, 3 points are then added to your license. New York State prohibits all drivers from using portable electronic devices like cell phones and to text or send emails while driving. Penalty for violation is up to a fine up to $150 with a surcharge of $85, and then 3 points then are added to your license. There are certain apps to have put on your phone so that people cannot text and parents can monitor their teenagers driving, so they would know if they were texting and driving. They also have where people are calling someone, you can like voice record it and it'll just text it for you without you having to do it. Not that that's safe either, really.
Tango.
They have one, it's called DriveCam, and AT&T has a free drive mode app for Androids and Blackberries. So to help stop texting and driving, there's also a text-free driving pledge at textanddrivingpledge.com, and people can show their support and help get people to follow and make driving more safer. If you have Facebook or Twitter, there are different links and organizations that people can follow with them as well. I personally was in a car accident in October, and it was not my fault, and it did not involve texting, but my car was totaled, and I only was going about 30 miles per hour, and the damage was really unbelievable, and I'm really lucky that I'm okay and that my kids are okay. And I honestly used to be one of those people who would text at a light or lose my cell phone, and ever since the accident, it's just not worth it, and I would never want to put my life or anyone else's life in danger, especially over a text. So next time if you're driving and someone texts you, just think that life isn't worth losing over a text message and don't be too late.
Yeah,